What's going on, people? Welcome once again to the channel. This is Raquemardon to the channel, and check out my other contents that I post before and ensure that you like those contents. Let's dive right into this video. So for all you producers, beat makers, songwriters, DJs, if you're looking for an application, a free application that can help you to separate audios or audio stems from, like, if you have a song and you want the individual instrumental by itself and you don't have the time to contact the artist or the producer, or you want to do a remix of a song and you want to separate them, then this is the right video for you. I have watched many videos, right, and the concept is going to be the same. And if you check out my old videos, you will see me do something close to this. But this is free and this can be done on any single device, on your phone, on a Mac, or on a Windows computer. So it doesn't even matter. Let's dive right into this and let's see how important and how fun this is. The site is called moesis.ai. Yes, it's a AI site, and you know that AI is taking over since this whole pandemic thing, or pandemic, whatever it want called. But it have been in place for a very long time, because you know you have algorithmic, or you have softwares or programs that are already programmed this way from long time. So this is not even new to us. We knew that this was coming and it's finally here. You have voice change, I know you have this. So let's go ahead and dive right into this. Let's see what we can come up with. So if you don't have an account, all you need to do is sign up. I already have an account, so I don't need to sign up. But all I need to do is sign up, and it's pretty simple. Sign up, verify your email, then you're good to go. Once you're logged in, the studio will be just like this, very easy. And over here to the left, you will see all media, you will see track separation, and you will see mastering. So typically they do track mastering, and I would suggest that you try to master your track yourself. It's not very hard, it's very simple. But we are not here to do mastering, we are here to do track separation. So we are going to go ahead and try to separate a track. We're going to compare it with what we already have, just to see if there's any difference. So just go ahead and press upload and select track separation, and then as you can see, I have four credit remaining for the entire month, which you get 5 because I tried one before, so I know that it worked. Right, continue to upload. If you have a link, as in like a hard drive or external something, you can import the link. You cannot import a YouTube link here, it will not work. I tried it, it never worked. Right, so let's go ahead and just try to upload a song from our file. So just gonna go ahead and press open. I'm going to go into my internal external or my internal storage. All right, so let's go ahead and try this vocal here, the Popcorn and Chronics. Go ahead and press upload. All you do is press next, and you're gonna select pretty much what you want. So they're gonna ask you want vocals, drum, bass, and others, that's 4-track, or you want the vocals and instrumental only. All right, so in this case, I would just suggest, why not get everything? So just select vocals, drum, bass, and others, and press submit. Just give it a time for the track to be uploaded. Depending on your internet speed, it should take like some time, right? And then you're gonna get the result here. Click it, and then they're gonna go ahead now and start the process, or quote unquote process the file, to see if they can separate it for you. Just give it some time to process, and finally the audio is finally processed. Okay, so let's wait just to see. All right, so now that the audio is finally processed, as you can see, we have vocals, drums, bass, and others, just like any other separator. And pretty much the key, they say that the key is in, or the major key, it's in B major, tempo 96, and and I think this actually show you the cards when they are playing. It show you the cards on its way, which is really really awesome. So if you don't know about the cards or you want to play the cards along, you can always look here to see what happens. So I'm just gonna mute the vocals by itself first, and no, I'm gonna solo the vocals. No, you know what? Let's go ahead and just play everything first. All right, so far it's the song and everything is there. So let's go ahead and mute the vocals by itself, solo the vocals. Look by me no, look by me no. Yeah. All right, pretty much as you can hear, it kind of really clean. I like that about it, really really clean. And I'm gonna do a comparison just to see if it's that clean. So let me go ahead and just bring up what I normally use here, and just to see if it's really that clean. We want to find out if this thing is really clean. So let me go ahead and just pull the track in the same place. Popcorn, pull the track in. Okay, go ahead now. So this is the one that I use, and this is for Mac users only. So as you can see, keys in B minor, which they are correct on that. The tempo 96. Let's go ahead and confirm the tempo. So 96, so the tempo is right. So let's go ahead now and test the vocals by itself. Just gonna skip to our era. Like, I'm gonna skip to here. Mate with them lady have weep on them brain and place week. Life change up with Bible mafia car racing. You for proud of the changes. Alright, let's go ahead and start it back from the scratch. Just to hear something. Don't me a come from. Alright, so in this one I'm hearing background noises like this is vocal, so it basically doesn't clean out the entire vocals all well. And let's compare it with this one. Here, let's start here from scratch with this one. Right. Don't me a come from. Start from the beat. Little from the some girl I get wiring. Y'all see me? Oh. All right, so basically when I start this one, I'm not hearing any drums in the vocals by itself. It's really really clean. Let me go ahead and try this one again just to see. Compare it. Little from the some girl I get wiring. So if you listen carefully, you will hear the difference that the software that I have, there is beats coming through the vocals, which is not clean like the one that the free one on the website. So the one on the website is really really clean, and this is really really awesome. So we can go ahead and manipulate this as much as possible. So we can solo our drums and we can have an instrumental all by ourselves. Like a person like me that recreate instrumental, this would be an awesome thing for me, right? And this will be the instrumental by itself. As I said, I think that they did a very, very, very pretty job of getting everything nice and clean. Let's go ahead and just compare it at this section here. We're going to start from the drums. We're going to mute the vocals. Well, as I said, here now the difference is kind of minimal when it comes to the instrumental section. They still did a pretty fair job by getting everything clean. So I would give this site a A because everything is nice and neat and it's just easy. Drag, separate, download. So all you need to do is just download everything that you need. I would just suggest that you get every single thing. So just go ahead. Once you're satisfied with the result, you press download, and you select everything that you want in the format. Right now they have Wave close, for they want to make money, so that's why they do that. But what you can do, you can download the MP3 same way and use it in your DAW. I'm thinking that you're gonna use this to just for educational purpose and not to profit from person's original work. And then you just select download all. Everything start depending on your internet speed. You should have your file ready. And then all you need to do is just bring up your DAW and just import these file in. And pretty much you should have all the stems separated. So let's just wait for everything to finish download. We're gonna open Logic in the meantime. And then we have everything here, a cappella by itself and instrumental everything. So we are going to go ahead and pull this into Logic just to see. And the great thing about it, they when they separate them, they actually give you the tempo, they give you the chord, and they give you the section. So you have a cappella, you have the drums, you have bass, you have rhythm, as in the rhythmic part, or melody, and then you have and the bass line. So let's just wait on Logic to do its thing. So Logic finally open. So it's at 96 here. Open a new project. If you're gonna like remake like this, you can always ensure that you find the tempo first within your DAW. As in, there's gonna be a blank space at the beginning, like this. You can remove that blank space. Very, very simple, like that. That's very short and easy, and that's the quickest way, and that's a free way how to separate your vocals from or your instrumental from any song, from any single thing. So there's nothing holding us back in this day and age. We can go ahead and make crazy instrumental, remake any amount of beats, any amount of song. We can even do covers if we want, and re-release them. Get the license and re-release them. All right. So if you enjoyed this short snippet, don't forget to share the content and drop a like and let me know what you think. So bless up on yourself. Until next time. Peace. I'm out.